one. It's kind of like something about a wasteland.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't really remember anything.
Don't worry, I'll catch you up on that game a little later.
Thank you.
After rumours of The Last of Us 2 began to surface last year, Naughty Dog creative director Neil Druckmann cleared everything up by saying they were brainstorming ideas for a new The Last of Us and other games. But after moving over to Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, work on these prototypes was suspended. In a new interview with Games Radar, Druckmann reiterated that he and game director Bruce Straley were working on prototypes for different ideas within the Last of Us universe, before jumping to Uncharted 4. So when will they revive work on a potential new The Last of Us? According to Druckmann, it won't happen until after they're done with Uncharted 4's single-player DLC. They're sort of dancing around there's going to be a sequel to The Last of Us, right?
No, sequel in the sense of a sequel, maybe not.
Well, that's it.
Like sequel, like following Joel and Ellie again, like that might not happen.
They said, yeah, they were prototyping different ideas within the universe.
Within the world, yeah.
So
I'd be totally fine with them just to leave Joel and Ellie alone and move on. But who knows? Maybe you'd be old Ellie or... I just liked... I think you said it once, but seeing what happened with Joel and his brother...
Yeah, those first few years.
I think that'd be a really cool one.
Yeah, I'd really like that.
Or Joel straight after the outbreak.
And even just Joel meeting, what's her name? The girl from the start. The woman, sorry. Who is with you. Can't remember her name.
The name eludes me. I haven't played the game for 2.5 years, so.
Great game. Carrying on with some more Naughty Dog news. Carrying a name like A Thief's End. Oh, actually, sorry, real quick.
Yeah, wait, single player DLC?
Yeah.
That's fucking rad.
That's what they're saying they're going to do for Uncharted 4.
That's awesome. I guess, in the vein of The Last of Us.
Totally forgot to mention it to you. They released 25 minutes of gameplay today.
I don't want to watch it.
I had the same thing. I watched a little bit, and unfortunately, I caught just a bit. It looks stunning.
It looks fucked. I've been seeing GIFs of facial animations.
Yep.
It's neck level.
It's very neck level. The thing, it's funny though, amidst such beautiful graphics, the weird little kinks really stick out. So they were in a, I think they're at the Grand Canyon or somewhere. It's a beautiful vista. And the thing, I'm seeing all that, but what I couldn't help but notice is it's him and Sully exploring something. And Nathan's still doing that weird thing where you walk near the wall and he puts his hand on it. You know that? And he'll just steady himself, but it's just the way it was before. He's not near enough to touch it, so he just sort of awkwardly puts his hand out and doesn't touch anything. And then he comes close to the other side and does the same thing. I was just what the fuck is that?
That was something I noticed in Uncharted 3. I didn't mind that they did it, these contextual
it's cool
things. That was cool, but I almost found I was he's touching too many walls.
No one touches
too often.
Just all the time. I gotta wash my hands after I do anything.
It's yeah, I don't know. I feel it would be more awesome if it was a rare thing. When you're oh, look, he just did that. I haven't seen him do that. I've been playing this for 5 hours,
Yep.
Because it was when, I remember watching, oh my god, sorry, The Division, the first time I saw the trailer. And I remember flipping out when I saw him shut the door of a car.
Yeah,
he's on cover and he shuts the door and I just went, what the fuck?
The crowd loved that one.
And then realized that you do it every 5 minutes and it's actually not that great.
Yeah, it's not interesting at all. But it's so strange that that's what stuck out to me. Just the minor imperfections.
Well, no, that's true. I thought you were going to say just a bird looked fucking not...
No, they all looked amazing.
Everything looked good.
The water looked incredible. They were driving a Jeep through water, a little river. It looked fucking wild.
I'm so pumped. I can't even handle it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be close to finish Dark Souls, but I'm going to drop everything.
Oh wait, I actually jumped forward to a gunfight and that looked cool, but the person playing was so bad. Horrendously bad. Couldn't hit enemies. It was so frustrating.
Oh no, because we played the multiplayer beta. It was actually great. Just on that note, because in the Uncharted beta, it just feels so solid, the way he was moving, and that's what was lacking from Final Fantasy 15's demo.
Yeah, floating.
The player had no weight, at all.
The jumping's really weird.
And it's all it doesn't take that long to jump and land again.
It's weird too, because they're trying to be actiony, but there's no climb. So you can jump a little bit, but you can't
Yeah, and it's such it's such an old way to do things.
Yeah, like it felt arcadey.
Because I'm just so used to like the Division and
You just climb everything.
you climb things. But I guess if you think of like first-person shooters like Fallout and Call of Duty, maybe Call of Duty is better now. I haven't played it in a long time.
I think you could sort of
Like
climb in
you
there.
can actually mantle things.
Yeah,
But in Fallout, you just
just
jump
stuck.
on the spot.
You're ruined by a low wall. You just can't do anything.
It's like knee high and you can't get over.
Little bit of Uncharted news. Carrying a name like A Thief's End and being Naughty Dog's last entry into the series, Uncharted 4 could end in a number of ways. According to comments creative director Neil Druckmann made to IGN, the ending they've created has already led to some arguments. Quote, I think people will discuss the ending. If focus tests are anything to go by, there will be some arguments about the ending. I'm excited. Indifference would be the worst thing. I would rather have people hate it than be indifferent to it. We'll have to see how they react. End quote. Asked if Nathan Drake will die at the end, Druckmann said with a laugh, do you really want me to tell you? You don't, do you? Uncharted 4 has already gone gold ahead of its May 10th release on PlayStation 4, and Druckmann can't wait for launch. I'm giddy because we're done, he said. We have final code, but people aren't playing it yet. I'm so anxious.
I want to tweet him when I've played it and just say, I'm indifferent.
I am truly indifferent.
Uncharted 4 ending equals indifference.
That is true indifference. Yeah, shit. It's coming.
I'm so pumped. Like, I can't even contain it. Like, I'm pumped for Dark Souls. I'm actually a little scared of Dark Souls. But I'm so fucking pumped for Uncharted.
Actually, this month is going to be massive.
Alienation, Dark Souls,
Got Dark Souls.
Total War.
We're going to talk about it, but Fallout 4 is getting some updates. I might begin that journey again.
I've just accepted that they fucked me and I'm not going to do it.
I can't talk to you about that game anymore. We're going to talk about it.
No, don't. I don't want to hear it.
Govinda, while some Mass Effect Andromeda details have leaked online, courtesy of a survey from EA, we now have something much, much more substantial to discuss. Actually, not much more, but here you go.
No, you said much, much more, so this better be good.
Spotted by NeoGAF user Taker34, who claims that the footage he has pulled from a website of a certain developer who is currently working on Andromeda. The footage shows gameplay with the highlights undoubtedly being the new jetpack mechanic that lets players fly up for a short burst. According to reliable industry insider Shinobi of NeoGAF, the footage we're seeing now is from an old 2014 build, and that Mass Effect Andromeda doesn't look like this now. Speaking of which, don't be surprised if the final game looks far off from what we see in this video. There was a video linked, but...
I feel like I saw a video of leaked footage. Didn't see any jetpacks. I don't think I watched it all. But it was obviously in like very early stages. Like, this didn't look good.
Yeah, this jetpack video was quite old. Like, they hadn't really put in all the textures.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
It looked cool though.
Pre-alpha.
I'd be down with a little jetpack.
Yeah, I was actually just, as soon as you said it, I was like, fuck, Mass Effect's a good game.
It really is.
Like, just the gameplay,
I hope
the decisions. I can't wait.
I'm ready for that. But I just
Genophage.
They're bringing back the Mako. Do you ever play Mass Effect 1?
No, I was a PlayStation kid.
Oh, yep. It's the car, the vehicle. And it was like very floaty and kind of weird, but it was also kind of cool. And I hope they
was that
get
the
it
same
right.
vehicle as like, remember when you used to do those mining missions in Mass Effect 2? You have to mine a planet, and every so often you go down onto the planet.
In Mass Effect 1, you could go to most planets, and usually they were just empty, and you could just cruise around. But it was kind of cool as well, like, because you kind of got a bit more scale.
Yeah.
It seemed bigger.
Anyway, jetpack would be chill. I'm just really excited to play Mass Effect.
It's been too long.
It has been so long, and I don't... Even if they released... Have they announced, like, all of them in a pack deal? Updated graphic situation?
Not for PS4. I think they will.
Because I don't want to do it. I don't even want to play it. I just want to go in fucking fresh.
Yeah, just go straight to Andromeda. I could probably play 3 again. I played through that once.
See, I'd like to do that just so I could at least have my decisions carry over.
Yes, and you could just generate the other decisions at the start of 3.
Yeah, well, that's how PlayStation 3 owners did Mass Effect 2. You would they had like a little mini like comic sort of thing that would show you all the events, and then you would choose key decisions.
I believe they're all out now for PlayStation 3. I think they
might have. Yeah, I think maybe there was a time deal on the Microsoft
Yeah.
exclusivity of 1. I never played it though, and I'm just one of those people I can't go backwards.
It's a very old game.
Like I couldn't be someone who played Uncharted 2 and then went back to
1.
the first one. What's it called? Uncharted
Drake's Fortune.
Drake's Fortune.
I'm actually a bigger Uncharted fan than Kavinder is, because I knew what the game was called.
Well, no, that's not true. I just had a lapse in concentration. I want to play the Vita one again.
I think I still have it from like in my Plus.
Well, it was it
library.
was a free game when I got my Vita, so I should still have it in the labs.
I never played it.
Really, you really should.
I might actually. It's sitting on my
There's
Vita.
annoying bits like the rubbing, but I actually really enjoyed the touch climbing.
Kavinder, if you know anything about me, you know that I enjoy the rubbing.
Yeah, but you rub a bit too slow. You need to get that done quick.
In light of Square's jam-packed Uncovered event, it's been a busy week in the Final Fantasy XV camp, with new details arriving thick and fast regarding the studio's long-in-development JRPG. With a release date now locked for September 30th, game director Hajime Tabata has reflected on the game's prolonged production in an interview with Famitsu, where he conceded that Square needed to face the reality that Final Fantasy hasn't been succeeding. Here, Tabata touches base on the development along with the challenges of building a Final Fantasy title for the HD era. Quote, "No, there was something that needed to be done before having a solid talk on what to do with Final Fantasy XV. Everyone needed to face the reality that Final Fantasy hasn't been succeeding, and that they needed to be prepared to overcome this. One thing we all agreed on was, instead of following everything the way we've been doing up until now, because Final Fantasy hasn't been able to succeed in HD, we'll do everything that must be done in order to succeed in the era of HD. It started with creating one team, with everyone having the mindset of a challenger as we went into production." This is translated from Japanese, so we lose a little bit there. But I think what he's trying to say is, like, this team is aware of what the internet are saying about 13, and that, you know, they don't want a repeat of that.
Yeah,
They're trying to overcome that.
they should. Because
They really should.
It doesn't make sense to me that they were like, "All right, let's make 13. Oh, people aren't liking this. Oh, let's make 13 too."
I think they were well committed by that point.
People really like. They're still really not like. Sales are even worse than 13. That's crazy. Let's make 13 3 Lightning Returns for some reason.
I actually think Lightning Returns was the best of the bunch.
Yeah, but the name Final Fantasy 13 was so
tainted
at that point that you just shelved that idea for later.
Yeah, just shelf it.
You shove it right in your butt and you
Just
say,
shelf it in there. Continuing on with some more Final Fantasy news. At a press conference attended by Kotaku, game director Hajime Tabata revealed that Final Fantasy XV needs to sell 10 million copies worldwide in its lifetime to be a success for Square Enix. Putting that number in perspective, 10 million is more than any other Final Fantasy title has sold, save for Final Fantasy VII. It's also more than the 6 million Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain shipped as of January 2016, but not as much as the 13 million that Star Wars Battlefront shipped, or the 60 million that Grand Theft Auto 5 has shipped. So that was the game director saying that they need to sell more than 10 million units. Square Enix, Big Brother, old corporate daddy, issued a separate statement about that 10 million number, saying that it's just meant as a high goal for the development team.
That's fun too. I like that too. That
they really
Square
quickly
Enix just went no. Like
that was just a goal.
That's just a high goal. That's not our expectations.
I think after 10 years, you need to sell a lot of units to recoup those losses.
Yeah,
paying that team for this long, and of course they haven't been in development the whole time, but little bits of work have been done.
I reckon they would have been in development for the whole time.
Not full. They might have been like pre.
Oh, that's true. Like since there's 13.2 and stuff. Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that like an entire studio has just been sitting there going, like tinkering with this game for a decade. Like that's not even close to being true. It's probably more like 3 or 4 years.
This is why you don't announce a game until you're actually fucking making a game.
I really hope they've learned. Well, they do learn from this.
Like it's a bit absurd. That I don't know how you're reading that, but I'm hearing that as if like even Square Enix does not expect to sell 10 million.
I I've famously made the bet that they will sell
I know.
10 million.
I
Which
know,
is
so
really,
it
it's
kind
really
of-
weird that he came out and said that.
It really bolstered my argument that it probably won't sell 10 million.
My argument still is that this is